Have you ever heard about King Solomon, known for his incredible wisdom given by God? There's a fascinating story in the Bible about his encounter with a mysterious queen from far away. This queen, known as the Queen of Sheba, made a long journey with her caravan through deserts just to meet Solomon. But why? What was so special about this meeting? Who was the Queen of Sheba? Was she a wealthy and wise ruler of a prosperous kingdom, or is there more to her tale than meets the eye? If you love discovering stories from the Bible and want to learn more about the amazing people in it, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Click the bell icon too so you don't miss out on our journey through history and faith, including the story of Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. Today we're going to dive into the story of the Queen of Sheba and how she stole King Solomon's heart. Her name is only mentioned once in the Bible, but there's so much more to learn. What made the queen travel so far? What did they learn from each other? Join us as we explore the true story of the Queen of Sheba, a tale of wisdom, intrigue, and power. The story of the Queen of Sheba begins in a place that might seem like something out of a fairy tale. Sheba, her homeland, was no ordinary kingdom. It was a place teeming with riches and wonders, located somewhere around what we now call Yemen and Ethiopia. This land was famous far and wide for its incense and gold, treasures that made it a key player in the ancient world's trade routes. But Sheba was not just wealthy in goods, it was also rich in culture and knowledge. From a young age, the queen was immersed in this vibrant environment. Imagine growing up in a place where bustling markets filled the air with the scent of spices, where caravans from distant lands brought stories of far-off people and places, and where wisdom was valued above all. This was the world that shaped the Queen of Sheba, a world where tradition and learning paved the way for a ruler unlike any other. Though details of her early life are shrouded in mystery, we can imagine a young girl with an insatiable curiosity, raised among scholars and merchants. She would have learned not just the art of ruling a kingdom, but also the sciences, mathematics, and the secrets of the stars. Her education, grounded in the rich traditions of her people and the wisdom handed down through generations, prepared her for a destiny that would make her name immortal. The queen herself was a figure of striking presence. Her skin, kissed by the sun of her rich homeland, carried the glow of its warmth. Her hair, adorned with the finest gold and jewels that spoke of Sheba's prosperity. She wore robes that melded the artistic influences of Africa, the Middle East, and beyond, garments that whispered stories of the caravans that traversed deserts and mountains to bring treasures to her land. As she grew, so did her reputation for wisdom and fairness. In her bearing was the dignity of a queen who had navigated the complexities of leadership in a male-dominated era. She moved with the grace of someone who was not only aware of her own power, but who also wielded it with a blend of compassion and firmness. Stories of her intellect and understanding began to spread, not just within the boundaries of Sheba, but across the ancient world. It was these tales that would eventually catch the attention of King Solomon, leading to one of history's most famous encounters. Sheba's prosperity under her rule was no accident. The queen possessed an astute understanding of international trade and diplomacy. She expanded Sheba's trade routes, venturing into territories and markets previously untapped. Her caravans carried more than just goods. They were vessels of cultural exchange, bringing back knowledge, ideas, and innovations that enriched her kingdom further. Gold, incense, and precious stones from Sheba were coveted in distant lands, making her kingdom a linchpin in the ancient world's economy. But what truly set the queen apart was her wisdom and her commitment to justice. She governed with a balance of fairness and insight that was rare for her time. Her court became a place where disputes were resolved, not just with the letter of the law, but with understanding and compassion. This reputation for wisdom made her court a beacon for scholars, philosophers, and leaders seeking counsel. Stories of her just and wise rule began to spread, crossing deserts and seas and reaching the ears of other monarchs. One such story found its way to Jerusalem and to King Solomon, a ruler also famed for his wisdom. Intrigued by tales of a queen who matched his love for knowledge and governance, Solomon extended an invitation to meet. This invitation was not just a diplomatic gesture, it was a recognition of the queen's stature and the mutual respect between two great leaders. The Queen of Sheba decided to visit King Solomon, a king known far and wide for being incredibly wise. a gift he received from God. This journey was not without its risks. Traveling to Jerusalem meant traversing hostile territories and leaving her kingdom behind. Yet she embarked on this journey. The queen came from a place that was famous for having lots of spices, gold, and precious stones. She brought a huge amount of these spices to Solomon, more than anyone had ever seen before. It was a big deal because people usually gave spices to kings to show respect, and she was also trying to see if Solomon was as wise as everyone said. The Bible and other old stories tell us that the Queen of Sheba and King Solomon spent a whole night talking and challenging each other with tricky questions and riddles. The queen made Solomon promise not to try and trick her, and she promised not to take anything from his palace. But Solomon, who was very clever, managed to make the queen break her promise just by making her thirsty enough to drink some water. Because of this, Solomon said that the deal was off. Many people in Ethiopia believe that their first emperor, Menelik was the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. There's no clear evidence that this is true, but it's a story that's been told for a very long time. This whole event between King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba is not just about a visit. It's full of hidden meanings, like the possibility of them forming a powerful alliance through marriage and the wealth and resources of their lands. The land of Sheba was said to be incredibly rich, so rich that even the dust was more valuable than gold in other places. Her diplomatic mission to Jerusalem to test King Solomon's wisdom showcased her intellect and curiosity, fostering an alliance that would engrave both rulers in history. Among her greatest achievements was the expansion of trade routes that linked the kingdom of Sheba to the far reaches of the Mediterranean and Egypt. This was no small feat. It was a transformative era that enriched her kingdom beyond measure. By expanding these trade routes, she did not merely open the gates to wealth, but to a cross-cultural exchange that would enrich her kingdom beyond measure. This era of prosperity saw Sheba flourish, becoming a nexus of commerce, culture, and knowledge. The impact of this expansion was profound. The influx of wealth led to architectural marvels, advancements in irrigation and the arts, transforming Sheba into a beacon of prosperity and innovation in the ancient world. The Queen of Sheba's legacy transcends the sands of time, immortalized not just in stone and scripture, but in the hearts and minds of generations. A figure of profound wisdom and leadership, her story is a beacon across Christian, Islamic, and Jewish traditions, each echoing her remarkable journey. This universal appeal lies not merely in her achievements, but in the symbol she has become, a testament to the power of wisdom, the strength of female leadership, and the pursuit of understanding beyond one's own realm. The final resting place of the Queen of Sheba is thought to lie just beyond the confines of a village called Okeeri. Annually, it draws thousands who wish to pay their respects to the Queen, making it a site of significant reverence. The tomb itself commands awe, nestled under the canopy of towering trees that prevent any undergrowth from encroaching upon the sacred space. It is ensconced amidst the remnants of ancient structures and ruins, a fitting tribute to a sovereign whose final repose is within the bounds of her magnificent realm. The country of Ethiopia accepts the Queen of Sheba as the Queen Mother of their people. Throughout the centuries, the Queen of Sheba has inspired artists, writers, and leaders. Her story, rich in intrigue and wisdom, continues to be retold, reimagined, and celebrated, bridging ancient worlds with modern visions. Her enduring legacy serves as a powerful educational tool, enlightening young minds about the importance of curiosity, diplomacy, and the courage to seek knowledge. The Queen of Sheba's story is celebrated in festivals around the world, bringing communities together to honor her spirit and achievements. The Queen of Sheba's story transcends the boundaries of biblical study, history, and mythology. From her mysterious origins to her legendary encounter with King Solomon, she remains a figure of fascination and admiration, embodying the timeless virtues of wisdom, courage, and leadership. The tale of the Queen of Sheba reminds us that wisdom knows no bounds and true leadership transcends time and territory. Join us as we continue to explore the lives of history's most fascinating figures. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more journeys into the past.